I don't have a Roach Warden right. I cannot speak right now. Oh my god. I do not have a Warren right now, but I am upgrading the Hydralisk range. My Zerglings are still just kind of hanging out there, and I am getting an evolution chamber as well. If you're going to go mass Hydras or mass Roaches or mass anything really against a Terran's Marine Marauder force or any Terran force really, you want to have some upgrades for them. It improves them quite a bit. And these Hydras are just kind of chilling here just to prevent any kind of air harass coming around this way, because I do have this way scouted out with my overlords. You'll see here and you'll see here. There's a small little area there, but it's very unlikely that he'll actually fly something through there. So I just want those Hydras to be on the lookout. If he does choose to go with a frontal assault, my things will spot it and I'll be able to move my Hydras down here. I just need to expand my creep tumor a little bit. Looks like I decided to take it this way instead of to my expansion. And right now a lot of you would be yelling at me to put some overlords right here and spawn creep, but I didn't do that. I've got some good saturation at my two bases. I need to put some more guys on gas here. I actually noticed that a little bit later, and he does scan my main base just to kind of see what kind of tech I'm getting. He sees my Hydra Den and he sees my spawning pool, so pretty standard from here. He's probably just gonna stick with the Marines medics, or the Marines medevac marauders, and I guess some Hellions too, to try to deal with these. They do have the bonus damage to light upgrade. The problem is Hydras are much longer range than Hellions, so even if you have the bonus damage against the Hydras with the Hellions, oftentimes you can't really get close enough to do a lot of good solid damage to get a lot of shots on the Hydras. So the Hydras are pretty effective against Hellions even when the Hellions do have that upgrade. You'll see here I am getting my Missile Attack 1, and I'm getting a Nidus Network, and he eventually does scan this as well. And so it's going to be very hard to actually place a Nidus Network in his base, even though, you know, he has all this area for me to actually do it, because I don't want to do it right yet, because I feel if I were to put the Nidus Network in his base, that he would be able to take out this force. But he's shoots my Zerglings away, so I can't really take control of that tower anymore. He scans me again, and this is where he sees my network. Again, I don't want to use it right away because I don't feel I can take out this force with this force. I just want to build up and take him from behind when I'm ready. No jokes, please. And so, because of that network, he is going to put supply depots around his base. Very smart move. Always want to do that as Terran. Keep your entire base scouted. I considered for a moment placing a network up here and rallying some Hydras right here, but I just don't feel like it's worth 100 minerals and 100 gas just to stop a couple SCVs here from mining. You see I'm actually looking at it right here. Should I do it? Should I do it? But I don't eventually do it. I eventually don't do it. How can you eventually not do something? You either do something eventually or you just don't do something. So I guess I don't do it. But my Roach Warden is coming up. I've got a lot of minerals. I need to spend those a lot better. So I just did, apparently, and I built a lot of overlords, it seems. So I was pretty close to being Psylocked, and so I decided to spend that all on overlords. Roach Warren is up. I'm going to start getting roaches into the mix just because of these Hellions. If they are able to get around my roaches, or around nothing, if I don't have roaches, to my Hydras, that could be a lot of damage taken. So I am getting a Roach Warren to mix up my units a little bit, continuing to spawn larvae. I'm not worried about another expansion right now. I have a feeling, I just kind of had a gut feeling that at this point it was a unit massing game. That no one would be going for the macro game, but it would just be, you know, who can get the most units and who's going to make the first mistake. So this Nidus Network so far not playing any role in the game. My carapace is going up for my unit, which is always nice. Let's see how his upgrades are doing. He's kind of lacking in the upgrade department. It's always nice to see when you have a Terran who goes Marine Marauders that does not have decent upgrades. He does not even have an engineering, believe it or not. He's just got a Viking kind of harassing my overlords here, but I did produce a lot of overlords, so I'm not worried about being Psylocked anytime soon. I'm just going to keep on pumping out men, keep on pumping out roaches, which are a great way to use your minerals because they are so low on gas costs, and I'm able to take out that Viking unknowingly to him with just one round of Hydra shots. And I see these units coming at me, and so I can tell he's going to assault me, and so I'm getting my men ready. Roaches first, Zerglings seconds, Hydras third. Gonna slow this battle down just a fast, not to slow us. I'll try to meet you guys in the middle on that, and we'll see how this last battle goes. I do have 1-1 upgrades. He has no upgrades whatsoever. He just has a stim pack. So I send my army in. He backs out for some reason here, and my Roaches are doing a great job of tanking those Hellions. The Hellions just cannot get through and fight those Hydras. The Hydras are doing a lot of damage. I'm rallying all my units to him to try to take him out, and he is still wasting all of his shots on my Zerglings. Now he's finally attacking the Hydras. More Zerglings coming, more Hydras coming. The Hydras are just too well upgraded, and they have too much damage for him to handle. And look at this, in that fight, meanwhile, I'm getting a Nidus Worm in his base. Very smart play on my part, I must say. I am a genius. But he does not notice that Nidus because his attention is obviously focused elsewhere. This is a kind of tactic that you don't often see in this huge battle that is supposed to decide the game. Supposedly decides the game. I decide to just take it one step further to make sure that the game is over. I'm sending tons of units through the worm. He just does not have the forces or upgrades to deal with it. He does have one attack upgrade now, and notice this, I am rallying all my men to this Nidus, and as they get in that worm, I'm going to release hell on him. Trying to get my roaches back. They got a little ahead of themselves. They don't realize that they take a lot of damage from those marauders, but I'm just having a field day with his men. I'm taking out his forces so fast. Stim pack is not enough. I'm sending more men through. A good combination of roaches and hydras, and by that I mean one roach and a lot of hydras. But the game, you can tell, is coming to an end. You can see on the replay bar. Right now he's complaining about the Hellions. Even when they're upgraded, they did absolutely nothing to the Hydras. The problem is, let's say this is the battle. He had his Hellions like right here, so he's shooting this way, and he's only hitting 1 or 2 Hydras. You want to try to get your Hellions to like surround him on these sides and just hit him in a line. And I say, yeah, it's also really tough to get Hellions close to mass numbers of Hydras, which is also true. Even if the Hydras are focusing the Marauders, I think they will change their targets to attack the closest enemy. So I'm just continuing to funnel guys through that Nidus network, Roaches, Zerglings, Hydras, and this will be GG in just a moment here. Now he's saying I always get masked 100% now if I let it go past mid-game. Well, I don't know about that. He just chose a poor time to attack and didn't have quite the unit composition that I have. But, you know, everyone is full of excuses when they lose. I am too. I just don't show you guys. But that's that replay. So thanks for watching.